Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to today's Shotsukihoyo service for the month of September. So we welcome back Reverend Dennis Fujimoto, who will officiate today's service, but we also have the privilege of having a guest Dharma speaker today, Reverend Gye Sasaki, and his family, who has also joined us, his wife Mari and a son, Iki. We will begin this morning's service with meditation. Sensei will ring the bell once and start, and we'll end the meditation as well. We come together when conditions bring us, and pass when conditions separate us. Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Please all stand for the opening gatha with grateful hearts in the little brown book on page 167. And I think you will know that it is the former I Love the Story gatha that we all should know. 167 in the brown book. Books on me this morning, but the reading of the Three Treasures is page 8 in the purple book. Sorry for the switch off here. Page 8. Hard is it to be born into human life. Now we are living it. Difficult is it to hear the teachings of the Blessed One. Now we hear it. If we do not realize the truth in this life, when will it be realized? Let us reverently take refuge in the three treasures of the truth.
I take refuge in the Buddha. May we absorb ourselves in the principle of the way to enlightenment and awaken in ourselves the supreme will. I take refuge in the Dharma. May we submerge in the depths of the doctrine and gain wisdom as deep as the ocean. I take refuge in the Sangha. May we live in harmony and grace simply as disciples of Buddha and be free from all hindrances, becoming units for true accord in the life of harmony, in the spirit of universal oneness, free from the bondage of selfishness.
Even through myriad ages of kalpas, hard is it to hear such an excellent, profound, and wonderful doctrine. Now we are able to hear and receive it. Let us thoroughly understand the true meaning of Tathagata's teaching. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu. Shotsukihoyo service is held in observance of all those family members, relatives, and friends that we've lost during the month in which it is observed. We will now have the reading of the September honorees. And those family members and relatives and friends who are observing Shotsukihoyo today, please come forward to offer incense during the reading of those names. Kazuya Arishita, Komao Baba, Isao Fujihara, Ichizo Furuta, Risuke Kawaoka, Takeshi Kawata, Matsujiro Matsuda, Waichi Matsumoto, Taku Morita, Shikato Murakami, Susumu Otani, Miyake Taniguchi, Tojiro James Wada, Haruo Ishiguro, Minobu Furuta, Harry Sugiyama, Jimmy Chihara, Joyce Kawaoka, Craig Mitsusuki Okazaki, James Satoshi Koga, Yuneko Patch Mizu, Satsuyo Koga, Yukiko Matsuda, Arlene Morikawa, Takeshi Kameoka, Florence Yamasaki, Ed Kawaoka, Morton Otani, David Murakami, Lloyd Yoshioka, Shigeko Taniguchi, Migo Sumiko Okazaki, Rose Sueoka, Frank Tsunada, Tsuge Ogata, and Paul Dinkelspiel. Today's sutra chanting will be led by Reverend Fujimoto with the Sanjo-wu, the 3 respectful callings on page 24 of the Purple Book. And we'll continue the sutra chanting Amida Kyo on page 103 of the Purple Book, the first half only.
No.
this occasion of the Shotsuki service for the month of September, members of the temple families have reverently come before Amida Buddha in memory of their beloved. With deepest reverence and thankfulness for the all-embracing wisdom and compassion of Amida, we reaffirm the three homages. Namo Kie Butsu, Namo Kie Ho, Namo Kie So. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Please repeat the Nembutsu. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namanda, Namanda.
Ten 人におまんだらけ報告宗教上位小三学位英国上宗名家供養他法10万六仏即位時期次元と本国本時期行業者利法蔵国道上中尿税空の不祥無視者利法非国上部集中奇妙在式市長病国弱法無者利が領民が文明市長聖書主張注意や六時水和言音法延長合今後力士本来文圧勝道分尿税道本合宗教門税音に外出念仏念法念祖者利法尿物意思調出税財法少々小医者外変部国道無三幕主者利法本文国道小無三幕道神妙が行越税少宗長改税阿弥陀仏力量法安全類園芸少佐者利法天文国道民法水道小法外中妙法ナモ水民妙法因妙薬善中学道人法サ門税恩社会人年中念仏念法念創始新者利法法無法道徳道上中如税不能所
Our Dharma talk today will be given by Reverend Kie Sasaki of the IMOP program, and Fujimoto Sensei will now introduce our Dharma speaker.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to be here again. Seems like I was just here yesterday. Yeah. So, I'd like to welcome everyone coming here for our Shotsuki service, and I always like to share a little bit. It's one of the wonderful traditions in our Shin Buddhist ways to be able to acknowledge the people we have lost in each of our families, and The Shotsuki service is special, that we come each month, and regardless of what year they passed away, the names are read of those that have passed on and that have not only contributed to our families, but if they were not there, if they were not a part of our family lineage, we would not be here today. So we have a deep debt of gratitude to give towards them. And so this is what the Shotsuki service is about, and not only remembering our families, but as we remember our family connections, the family is a recognizable aspect of this infinite, interconnected reality that we are each a part of. So when we say Namo Amida Butsu, we are acknowledging our connection, relationship to this greater reality, and initiated by remembering our family members, perhaps remembering our community members. When we read the Shotsuki names, we remember some of these other names, not necessarily related to us, but oh yeah, so-and-so's auntie, so-and-so's mother, so-and-so's father, and we feel all the more connected to our temple family here. So when I was younger, before becoming a minister, we were part of the Oakland Temple, and my mother is still a member of the Oakland Buddhist Temple. So she went to their Shotsuki service today, and it's the Shotsuki month for my uncle, my father's brother, and also for her mother. So she'll, in acknowledging their lives, she goes to their service, their Shotsuki service. And at home, at her home, the family Obutsudan, the home altar, she'll put up each month the Buddhist names of each of the people that have passed away in every single month. So there's rarely a month where there is no name. Every month she changes these names for other set of names, and whether it might be her mother or her auntie or siblings or my father, his brothers, and so kind of continuation. She even has a Buddhist name card for my dog Quicker, and so when Quicker's month comes, she puts up Quicker's name along with the other names, and as much as possible she tries to get to the Oakland Temple where she could join the other Sangha members to chant and to be a part of their Shotsuki service. So it is a very special tradition, a very special way that we have, that I'm so happy to be able to share every time a Shotsuki service comes along. So today is also special because we have a guest minister here to speak to us. He's part of the IMOC program, and ministers from Japan are able to come to the United States and visit some of the different temples that we have, and because they are connected to and staying at the Jodo Shinchu Center in Berkeley, most of the temples they visit are part of the Bay District, some of the Coast District, traveling distance, so they could get a taste of how things are done in the United States. And so because of our Alameda's close proximity to the Jodo Shinchu Center, and because of my connection to Enmanji, they joined me a few months ago. We had 2 IMOP students come here, and we're doing the same thing here since they spoke at the Alameda Temple this morning, and we trekked up here to Enmanji, and every temple has their own story and history and connections, and each of both Alameda and Enmanji has very unique temple setting and the whole history that is very special for our visitors from Japan to be able to take in, to look at the architecture and the history, and to meet some of the members. And as we read the Shotsuki names, the different members, temple members come up in memory, and so they are able to get a taste of the connection that has gone on here for many years. So it's very fortunate to be able to have Sasaki Sensei and his family. His wife is here sitting among us, And so I'd like to welcome Sensei to come up and speak. Please give all your attention to Sasaki Sensei.
Thank you for attending this service. I wish to express my gratitude to the Reverend Fujimoto Sensei and Okusama. And I am truly grateful and delighted to spend this time with you all. Let me introduce my family first. Our family lives in Kyoto on weekdays, consisting of my wife, Mari, and our son, Eki, over there, and myself. On weekends, I serve as the head priest at the ancestral temple where my parents reside. My temple is on the shore of Lake Biwa. If you come to Enmanji Temple in Kyoto, you can reach my temple about 1 hour by car from there. Since it's close, please come and visit us. We would be delighted to have you. Since 2000, we have been visiting Philadelphia every year at our own expense. It's been more than 20 years now. My son has a physical disability. It is caused by a subdural hematoma, which led to seizure when he was just 100 days old. Mary and I found the Institute for Brain Injured Children in Philadelphia about 20 years ago. And we have been visiting this place every year since then. In Philadelphia, there is a non-profit organization that promotes the growth of healthy children and those with physical disabilities. In addition to children from the United States, they welcome children from all over the world. Fortunately, he has been doing well with their care and program. Our family has been so inspired by the devotion the organization's founder and the staff that we make an effort to visit every year. At first, we struggled with language barriers and difference in customs. But now we have made many friends and feel that it is our second home. As this feeling has grown in me, I began to reflect upon how I might do more to share this Jodo Shinshu teaching that I have studied. I have studied Jodo Shinshu at Ryukoku University in Kyoto and been a teacher over 30 years upon graduation from graduate school. I teach mainly at Ryukoku University and the Central Buddhist Institute. At Honganji, as a bishop, I am involved in training students. I also translated almost all of the Sutra of the Pure and the writings of Shinran Shonin into Japanese. So my wish to meet with Jodo Shinshu Buddhists overseas has grown stronger. One of my dreams is to transcend the language barrier and spread the Jodo Shinshu around the world. I imagine how great it would be if that happened. I wish I could appear at TED. Do you know TED? It's an American TV program, and I hope to be able to introduce the wonderful aspects of Jodo Shinshu on that program. In order to do this, I know I also have to master English as well as I better work hard. My another dream is to help my son become independent in America. I'd be ready to do anything I can to achieve these two dreams when there is an opportunity. This has been a lengthy preface, but today I wish to speak to you on the topic I call a warm cup of tea, a single recitation of the Butsu. In other words, I would like to talk about those who have reached the Pure Land as well as the compassion of Amida Buddha, using the example of a cup of tea. So, in Japan, August used to be called Hazuki when the lunar calendar was still used. Hazuki literally means leaf month. It was originally expressed as the month when leaves fall, but being shortened, it came to simply be called leaf month or Hazuki. In the solar calendar, Hazuki corresponds to September, which is the beginning of autumn when leaves start to fall. In September, we begin to feel the signs of autumn in the air, and the daylight becomes shorter. By the time you finish your work for the day, you may sometimes feel chill on your way home. Arriving home, you say, "I'm home." Then someone responds, "Welcome back, you must be cold." And even a cup of tea might be presented. When the person says, "Get warm" or "warm up," you will surely reply, "Thanks." What you find there is the person's kind, caring, and sympathy. The tea immediately offered upon your return signifies how deeply the person has been anxious about you. With such warm hospitality, the person who is treated will surely enjoy the tea with words of gratitude. The same goes for the recitation of the Nembutsu. Shinran Shonin explained the significance of the Nembutsu from three aspects. First, he describes the Nembutsu as the compassionate voice of Amida Buddha, who constantly calls to us. It corresponds with the caring words, welcoming you home. Thus, the recitation of the Nembutsu or Namo Amida Butsu is the calling voice of Amida Buddha, who is concerned about us who shiver from the coldness of our own ignorance. Second, Shinran Shonin explained that the Nembutsu is created from Amida Buddha's great compassion. In other words, the Buddha's caring heart has been imbued in the Nembutsu. When Amida Buddha had yet to be enlightened and was still Bodhisattva Dharmakara, he saw people suffering, they were actually us. To save us, the Bodhisattva prayed to guide us to his pure land. To fulfill the vow, Bodhisattva Dharmakara accumulated merits by conducting practices for years. All of his effort came from his boundless caring heart, that is, great compassion. The Nembutsu is a materialization of this caring heart. Like a cup of tea offered upon your return, the Nembutsu is provided so that we are able to recite it at any time. The Nembutsu was prepared for us even before we felt like saying it. Third, Shinran Shonin describes the Nembutsu as the practice which was specified in the primal vow. In this vow, Amida Buddha pledges to save all living beings by letting them say my name. When it is offered from someone's genuine kindness, a cup of tea should soften your rigid heart. Likewise, the Nembutsu filled with Amida Buddha's compassion includes the salvific working that eventually guides us to enlightenment in the Pure Land. Since the Nembutsu is created from the genuine caring heart of the Buddha, it works. Now, let me reflect on how we should receive a cup of tea that is offered with genuine kindness. The Yabunouchi school is a tea ceremony school, which has served tea to the successive head priest or Gomonshu of the Honganji in various occasions since the tenure of the 13th Monshu, Ryonyo Shonin. The Yabunouchi school passed down a poem which communicates the spirit of the tea ceremony host as follows. 素直なる心を移す技なれば、手つき曲がらず素直なるべし。Now let me share the meaning of it. The way of serving tea reflects your sincere aspiration of treating a guest. That's why you should behave gently and gracefully in accordance with your caring heart. Thus, the tea ceremony makes the host's true thoughts visible in his or her demeanor. When the host's caring heart is communicated to the guest, a sense of gratitude naturally arises in the heart of the guest. Imagine the Nembutsu or Namo Butsu is a cup of tea. The tea of the Nembutsu reflects the pure, compassionate heart of Amida Buddha. In addition, this tea is filled with the salvific working that is in accord with the Buddha. Therefore, when reciting the Nembutsu, we should imagine Amida Buddha serving us a cup of warm tea. In this way, we should keep reminding ourselves to be thankful to Amida Buddha, who will never stop working to guide us through the stormy weather of life. So, in this limited time, I'm not sure if I was able to fully explain the topic of a warm cup of tea a single recitation of the name Butsu. But I am truly delighted and grateful to have had this opportunity to meet all of you. Please take good care of your health in the midst of this ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. Thank you very much. ようこそお参りになられました。何万ダース。
Stay right there, Sensei. Thank you very much. Nice to listen to your Dharma message. And I thought we could we asked a couple questions in Alameda, and so we could do the same here and ask Sensei's hiding. Okay. So the Dharma message was test number 1, and this is test number 2 to spontaneously answer some questions. When I was in Japan, going through my second ordination, there was a Japanese person there, and she said she's from Biwako, Lake Biwa, and so I had no idea how large. I know it's a large lake, but I don't know what that means really. I think Lake Tahoe is kind of large, and so when I picked up Sensei this morning, we had not spoken before then, so I asked him. He was telling me about his temple and being by Lake Biwa and close. Your temple to the actual lake is very close. And so I asked him how many temples are around Lake Biwa. And he thought about maybe a couple hundred temples, and I can't imagine. We don't even have a couple hundred casinos by Lake Tahoe. So hard to comprehend a couple hundred temples and I guess dotting all the way around the lake. Okay, and you grew up there, so in your childhood you could play at the lake.
Yeah.
So what were your experiences? I know you did some swimming there and playing, and friends were there, and so what kind of things did you do growing up? Before you were sensei, what did you do connected to the lake? What do they have there?
In summer, I always swim in the Lake Biwa. So I was a kindergarten student. Already I swim 2 kilometers or 3 kilometers. So always I like a shower, sunshine, so I'm very black.
Okay.
Very activity boy. Active
Okay, yeah, nice to have a big lake to swim in over there. So, and then the area, I think you were describing the mountains to the sides of the temples and a couple of mountain regions by the lake.
Near I live in center. There is a Lake Biwa, and west side there is a Mount Hira, and east side is Mount Suzuka. I grew up between the mountain, so I'm very sweet.
Okay, is that you can walk and hike up through those mountains and explore the area?
Yes, there is.
Okay, and one of the settings is where Mount Hiei is, right?
Mount Hiei is a Roto temple. I am 25 generations. 25, and when Renshon appeared history, I changed the religion. Before, my temple is Tendaishu. Tenda is Saicho of the Buddhism, and when Renshon appeared, our temple changed to the Shin Buddhism, John Shinshu. So very old temple. My temple is there.
Yeah, 25 generations. So amazing. So, some of us learn the story and history of Shinran Shonin, the founder of Jodo Shinshu Buddhism, and as a child he went to Mount Hiei, right, to study Buddhism. And Mount Hiei was a Tendai setting, right? Tendai temple. So there was no Jodo Shinshu before Shinran Shonin came into the picture. So Shinran Shonin's temple was Tendai Buddhist, and just like Sensei is describing, his family temple was a Tendai temple. And afterwards, at the time of Nenyo, it changed over to Jodo Shinshu traditions. So that's a long history. So yeah, I don't know. You're doing very well in chess number 2 in English. So thank you, Sensei. We don't want to take too much time. Do we have any questions for Sensei from our group?
So how many years does that represent? 25 generations, you think of 20 years per generation, so does it go back to 500 years?
Yeah. How long? 25 generations. What year when your temple began?
Maybe 1,000 to 1,000. Maybe 1,000 years.
1,000 years?
1,000 years.
Maybe a little bit more.
Very long history. We have my temple history book I have. Very ancient characters writing.
Okay, well thank you.
And talk about the Namo Amida that was painted.
When
The
you write Namo Amida painting, my temple member, many people have.
Okay.
Many.
Yeah. So Renyo Shonin is very well known for writing the Namo Amida Butsu characters and scrolls, and he would provide them to temples and families so that they would come into recitation of the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, and so in his temple and many of the members, they have original calligraphy from Renyo Shonin from those times when he was writing these, creating these scrolls. So amazing history. Yeah. Okay, one more. Final question.
Just wondered, what is the difference between Tendai and Jodo Shinshu?
Tendai use
Tendai before and then in Jodo Shinshu.
Tendai is self-power practice. Needs self-power practice, and the Kairi are like a Zen. Tendai Buddhism is like a Zen, and needs a self-power practice every day. But Jodo Shinshu is other power, and it's a Amida Buddha power. So very different. Okay.
Yeah, that's a very difficult. You're going to have to take his class. Okay, very good. Thank you, Sensei. You passed chest number 2. So chest number 3 is in the social hall, and we'll go over there and have some refreshments. And please feel comfortable to say hello to Sensei, and this will encourage him to continue to cultivate his English skills and certainly talk to his wife Madi as well. So we'll have time to visit over there in the other room. So let's conclude this portion of the service. Please join me in Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida Butsu.
Namo Amida.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was most informative and enjoyable. And we hope, Sensei, you and your family. Oh, sorry, I did not. Sasaki Sensei, we hope you and your family will join us for Enmanji Temple's warm tea. Would we all stand now for the closing gatha, Ondok Sound 1, on page 145 of the ground book.
Namo Amida. Namo Amida. Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida. Namadas, namadas, namadas.
This will now conclude today's September Shotsukihoyo service. I'd like to say thank you to Reverend Sasaki and Reverend Fujimoto for introducing us to him today. Thanks to George Dow for ringing the concho and preparing the Enmanji, and Dr. Kent for the music as organist, and to Diane and Jolene Leach and their group, Towan group, for the flowers and offerings for the Enmanji. Tai for the videographing and the editing of the service. A special thank you for a guest that we have with us today from all the way from Ukiah, Mr. Chris Dothett. And he is here, is interested in the Jodoshin religion, so thought he would join us today and see how the service. Hope you enjoyed the service. And do join us for refreshments after in the social hall. And all of us also, please. So it's good to meet Chris a little better, and also for the Sasaki family. Thank you. Were there any announcements?
Good afternoon. So I'm pretty sure Reverend Fujimoto was probably going to mention some of these, but the Alameda Temple is having their chicken teriyaki on October 21st, and part of the proceeds are going to help the Lahaina Enmanji Temple that burned down in Maui. So that will be October 21st. They want the orders in by September 29. And also, Reverend Fujimoto is going to be starting another class called Keys to Shin Buddhism, and that starts on October the 5th, goes for four Thursdays in October, starting at 7 to 8:30, and they would like to have everyone registered for that particular class. It's going to go from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. in the month of October. There was a mention of, if anyone is interested, the Japan Society of Northern California is available to take pictures of your family. They will provide the Japanese kimonos if you're interested. This takes place in Burlingame during the rest of the year, starting on mostly the Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays between now and the end of the year. It is, however, $400, so think about it real carefully. And lastly, I had one more announcement. What was that? Well, how about that? Well, thank you very much.
Was it our fundraiser for the Lahaina?
Well, you can talk about that.
You were trying to think of what it was.
So hello everybody. The Snow County JCL, as some of you know, has been making Zulu for Ukraine to support them for the last couple of years. But we decided to take a break. We'd like to, with your help, we'd like as a community, that's JCL, Enmanji, and Enmantomo, we would like to make sets of 1,000 cranes for Maui Strong and for the Enmanji Temple. So, and we'd like to have it done so we could present it at the fundraiser, which is October 28th. So we have a month and a half, so we're getting there. So we have a basket over in the hall that says Zulu for Maui. So you could finish, when you finish your your crane, she put it in that basket, and we'll string it up. And I also will be bringing, I brought some today, some tape for you to use. You could, while you're watching the football game or something, you could, make pseudo. It's very entertaining and relaxing. And then just bring it like when you come to church. So ideally we'll have enough time to string it up before the end of October. But whenever you can, if you happen to be by, just drop it in the hall. So and I want to thank Helen Kobayashi and Tomio King's family who've already started making these cranes. We started at Enmanji, so we also got some cranes from Enmanji. So we're gonna shoot. I think we could probably make it, but I'll be bringing more paper all the time. So I bought I think 400 sheets today. So if you feel like it, just do it. And if you need more, just let me know. So hopefully we could present them as support. Besides any benefits we get from that fundraiser. So we just want to just a little touches of everything. So thank you very much for your help.
Thank you. And I'm sure with Nancy Davlon in the lead, we'll beat that goal. Thank you, everyone. Please join us and get to meet Chris and the Sasaki family for our warm tea next door. Thank you.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.
Namo Amida.